The only thing more exciting than a YouTube tag is a Halloween themed YouTube tag. This is October, this is Halloween, this is the perfect time to do the spooky Halloween tag. If you're watching this, which you are, and you like Halloween, I tag you to do this video, and do let me know in the comments when you've done it, as I'd love to check out your answers. 30 questions. I haven't thought about my answers in advance, so this could go horribly wrong. There could be a lot of umming and ahhing, a lot of editing for me. Let's see how this goes. Favourite horror or Halloween themed song? Obvious choice, This Is Halloween, and also Jack's Lament, and also Sally's song. Basically anything from The Nightmare Before Christmas. But also in terms of horror, I mean, this is the Sweeney Todd soundtrack. Sweeney Todd's my favourite film ever, and that soundtrack is just so gorgeous. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. That's actually a really tough question. I was trying to think of a horror creature from a horror movie series that I'm scared of, but none of them would be so terrifying that I wouldn't want it to happen. I think it would be really exciting to run into Freddy Krueger or to kick Chucky in the head, even though I'm not likely to win that fight. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? This is an awkward question because my auntie is a spiritual messenger, which in layman's terms means she can see and talk to the dead. So for me, a Ouija board it's like forbidden territory. It's like it's not right. But I also love the concept, and when I was younger, like a young teenager, I thought they were fantastic, and I did make a couple of homemade ones. 4. Favourite horror monster or villain? It's got to be either Freddy Krueger or Chucky. The creepiest thing that's ever happened while you're alone. Honestly, there's not really a lot that I can say that has happened when I'm alone. But there was this one moment when I was about 10 and I was crossing the road, and this man on the other side started to walk towards me. Now in hindsight, I'm sure he was just crossing the road to get to the other side. But when you're 10, you're out on your own, you're going to the shop, and this strange man seemingly walks towards you. It's terrifying. If you were dared to spend a night in a haunted house, would you do it? Honey, I would be the one daring people to do it. I would love it. Are you superstitious? While I don't believe in superstitions, I still technically am superstitious, by which I mean I have OCD. But there are certain things that I never will walk under a ladder. Not necessarily because I think something bad will happen, other than the ladder falling on my head and killing me, but I don't necessarily avoid all superstitions. Interesting fact, 13 is my favourite number. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? No, I'm not blessed with the ability to see the dead. Which urban legend scares you the most? This is a really interesting one, and I'm not really sure, to be honest. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? Oh gosh, I don't know. Can I have both? I love thrillers because I love the mystery element. I love the twists and the elements that mess with your head. But at the same time, there's something so fantastic about just a horrifically gory, blood-curdling scene in a horror. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? As I said earlier, my auntie can speak to the dead, as it were. So yes, absolutely. Ever made a potion of any sort? Yes, let's leave it at that. Do you get scared easily? I am scared of reality. I'm scared of stupid things, like talking to somebody for the first time if I've never met them, or travelling to a new place. I love visiting new places, but it also makes me a little bit apprehensive, especially if it's where I don't speak the language. I'm not scared of scary things. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? I think I would have done when I was about 10 or 11, maybe 12. Do you believe in demons, the devil? This is a bit of a choice question for somebody who is a spiritualist, because I believe in evil, but evil as humanity, and the 7 planes, with one of those planes representing hell, where people go and they are cocooned and they have to spend their time there until they can repent their sins. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in the house. What do you do? That would terrify me, because that would suggest that there's a human in the house, and I'm so scared of humans, and having somebody burgle me or invade my private space would just be horrific. I don't know what I'd do. I'd cower. I'd hide under the bed covers. You got trapped in one scary movie, which would it be? It has to be, it's not necessarily a scary film, but it has to be The Nightmare Before Christmas, or Beetlejuice if I can befriend Lydia Dietz, because Lydia and I would just be best friends. If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, which would it be? It would have to be Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Unusual choice for me because I never wear colours, generally speaking, and her outfit is very colourful. Would you ever go into a graveyard at night? Yes, the dead are my friends and I feel exceptionally comfortable around them. I don't really know how to confront them apart from, getting them in the brain. So I would be really boring and go for a baseball bat. Would that work? I don't know. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? Nowadays, as an adult, I'd rather go to a Halloween party. At least I can hide in a corner. or in a cupboard or leave. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? So the final girl is usually the virgin and she usually survived. Generic horror trope. The first to die is the whore. I don't want to be either of those. The comic relief, I'm not funny. The skeptic, I'm not really a skeptic in that sense. The smart one, yes please, or the killer. If I were to be cast in a horror movie, I would need to be the killer. I just think that would be the most fun. Do you watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Usually not, because it's usually really late at night when I prefer to like snuggle up in bed and watch a horror movie without doing anything else and just focus on it. I remember I watched The Visit, Shyamalan's The Visit, which is one of my top 6 favourite films, and I couldn't sleep after it. While watching a scary movie, are you the person who yells at the characters, covers their eyes, or falls asleep? I don't fall asleep because I love them. I don't cover my eyes unless it's Final Destination, because that to me is real life and those things could happen and that is scary. Do I shout at the characters? Yes, a lot of the time I guess I do. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? I'm the one who does the scare. Boom! Favourite scary book? It has to be The White Devil by Justin Evans. Not just because it's about Lord Byron, but it goes back into the past so well and it really sucks you in. There are beautiful descriptions about tuberculosis and I cannot recommend it enough. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? I can answer this in 2 ways. My first proper horror movie I would have been about 12. A little known fact about me, I still can't watch The Little Vampire, the film with Jonathan Lipnicki, because I watched it when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8. It would have been around about the time Stuart Little came out and I couldn't sleep for weeks. That film terrified me so much. What was your first Halloween costume? Not 100% sure. 99% certain it would have been a witch. I was a witch 80% of the time. I was a cat a couple of times and I have a vague memory of being a devil on one occasion. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I'm not actually dressing up this year, but if I were to be, I would be a female Freddy Krueger. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, which one would you have? I would have a cat every time. I grant you I already do, and she is very perfect, aren't you, Medora? That tag was rather fun. Halloween is my favourite day of the year. When we start getting the pumpkins and all the decorations in the shops, I begin to get happy because it means the stupid hot weather of summer is over and I can finally start enjoying life again. If you do this tag, as I said, let me know. I'd love to see it and I'll speak to you all soon.